A four-door Camaro. Yeah, let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage, and today we are bringing forth some Camaro news that's, I don't want to say this is new news. This is something that's kind of been regurgitated and brought back up, but maybe it's actually been confirmed, or maybe not. So back in 2019, 2020, there was a lot of these, like, I don't know if you guys seen them on Instagram or some of these websites where really talented people sketch, you know, drawings of what could be. You know, they'll turn a Corvette into a mid-engine Corvette into a Camaro, or a Camaro two-door into a Camaro four-door, and kind of pose it as, well, what if Camaro came out with a version that was like the Charger, et cetera, et cetera. And it's kind of interesting to think about it, and where the car market has gone, where the entire industry has gone in regards to the big three, Dodge, Ford, and Chevy. Most of them have gotten rid of their sedans. So that's their four-door cars, like the Malibu, the Impalas, I don't even know what Dodge and them make, or Ford makes, but Dodge has basically dwindled it down to two cars. They have their Challenger and they have their Charger. Now, they have a few other rides still in the mix from other brands, but under the Dodge name, they got rid of their small cars, like the reboot of, what was it, why am I forgetting the name? The little baby car, and then they had the Avenger, but you guys are probably yelling at me like, it's that car. But the Charger, and I want to bring this up, but as far as the market goes in muscle cars, it is shrinking. Both Ford and Challenger and Camaro, sales-wise, year over year, has been going down consistently over many years, not just during the pandemic when car production slower or not happening as much, et cetera, et cetera. And sedan models, you know, if they're not buying from the big three, they're buying from Lexus or BMW or Audi or Mercedes or Nissan, etc. You know, there's all sorts of different tiers, but it seems like GM and all of them have kind of tiered away from their gas sedans and have moved to focus on trucks and still sports cars to some extent. But the rumor really circles back to, well, what if GM brought back the Camaro as a sedan? And it's an interesting concept. And I don't know, I mean, it's heresy in a point because there's never really been a four-door Camaro. And if they were to come out with a four-door Camaro, would that ruin or tarnish whatever the Camaro has been for 50 plus years? I don't know. I don't know if I can accurately depict that, but if you look at what Ford has recently done, and I'm sure a lot of you guys know where I'm going with this, they have the Mustang. A lot of you guys don't like the Mustang. That's perfectly fine, but a lot of people do like the Mustang, and a lot of people do buy the Mustang. It's a cheaper car overall at the end of the day, but Ford says they lose more Mustang sales or people upgrading to a newer Mustang because they move on in their lives, and not necessarily move on from the car, but they move up, they get married, they have kids, they need a car that can safely hold their family. Now, Camaros and Mustangs, they don't have much of a back seat, and anyone driving them that has a family can easily remark, yeah, it sucks getting your kids in and out of the back seats of a Camaro, let alone even having space for it. No one's sitting behind me in my Camaro. I am too big, never gonna happen. So Ford brought out the Mach-E Mustang, or the SUV Mustang, and a lot of people bashed them for it. Well, as many people as bashed them for it, they are now selling more of the Mach-E Mustangs than they are actual Mustangs. So jumping over to what Camaro may be doing, or GM is, they're phasing out all of their gasoline powered cars. All of them. They're all getting phased out. When will the trucks and all that kind of stuff be phased out? That's to be determined, but they really are pushing this new electric platform by 2023, all their plants and a whole bunch of cars, and they've slowly started to reveal some of their new designs for electric vehicles, and some of them look really cool. But that being stated, they haven't really gotten into the bulk of the GM side of things at all, really. And if they are gonna come out with different tiers, they've mentioned multiple times, like, hey, we're gonna have sports cars, we're gonna have sedans, we're gonna have trucks, we're gonna have whatever. Like, they showed off all these different shapes, and I'm sure a lot of you guys remember those videos. But what if GM did do a sedan? Now, I could see why they would want to do it. It's a more practical car, appeals to a heck of a lot more people, especially a family. And if they can make it a cool looking coupe, that's awesome. And being full electric, I know some of you guys are not sold on electric vehicles, but I have a very specific video on what electric vehicles can mean and how it could change the Camaro and even your perception of cars, but that's a different day. What if GM did bring forth a sedan? Now, I certainly hope they don't call it a Camaro. Now, knowing how Ford kind of tarnished the Mustang name, they kind of look at it as they're bringing it forward or whatever. I don't agree with that. Now, I would hope GM would be a little bit smarter and maybe would release it, maybe bring back the Malibu name, maybe do a Chevelle of some sort or something like that. Like, I would be, if they're gonna do a four-door car, I really don't think they should put the Camaro name on it. Now, if they make it look like a super cool, badass sports car or something like that, I might be okay with it. I'm not sold on it. I'm not sold on it being a four-door. Even just talking about it, I'm not sold on it. You can probably see it in my face. But I really want to see what GM has coming down the pipeline. And if the Camaro is dead, that's fine. I have a 2016 Camaro. I have a 71 Camaro. I have my V8 gas guzzlers. I don't necessarily need GM to make me another brand new one and get another gas guzzling crazy Camaro. I love those cars. They have their purpose. I'm going to keep my cars as long as the world allows me to keep them, but it is what it is. Now, as you know, I bought a little baby tiny Bolt. That's now my new daily driver. I'm saving a ton of money on fuel, especially living here in California. And if GM comes out with a sports coupe or something that could be fun, that's dual, triple, or even all-wheel drive electric, I would be all in. Because seeing how even fun this little baby go-kart style car has been just driving around, I am kind of very interested to see where electric cars go, because I could see, I mean, I've been in a lot of different electric cars now, and the technology is getting there. And as soon as it does, and even seeing like Dodge reveal their all-wheel drive burnout, because honestly, if they're going to create a sports car, if it doesn't do burnouts, I don't want it. And if it's not all-wheel drive, I probably don't want it. If they don't have like some sort of crazy four-wheel drive option, I still probably don't want it. It's just really going to depend how it feels. But you get a dual motor car, those things can launch. And if they can figure out the longevity and really make them drive fast, like long term, instead of kind of petering out on the high end, like there's something there. And it's something different. And no, I don't think it can replace a gas powered experience, manual driving, even automatic driving, the sound, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, a car being fast is a car being fast, and being in the driver's seat of it, regardless of sound or not, if it throws you back in your seat, it's a fun ride. So I don't know what GM has coming down the pipeline, but it does seem like they may be going down towards the sedan route. How that looks, what it's going to be, I don't know. But let me know what you guys think. If GM releases a sedan and puts the Camaro name on it, are you like, no way, checked out, like, no thank you, GM? I don't think GM actually cares what we think at the end of the day. I think they're looking at market research and what can capture someone. Electrics seem to be capturing people's attention. More seats in electrics and longer range is catching people's attentions, because as much as you'll sit there and argue like, oh, you can't take an electric car across the country, not many people are driving across the country. 95% of the people buying cars are not driving across the country in these cars. Like, it's just not happening. So that argument's kind of void. And okay, yeah, that 5%, go buy a car that can drive you across the country. Outside of that, ranges are getting crazy awesome. The price of electricity isn't insane yet. I'm sure that's gonna happen. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of what Ford's doing? What do you think of the Mach-E? I know most of you hate Mustangs anyway, so do you even care? Do you think that changeover was a good thing? Do you think what Dodge is doing with Mohr, bringing forth electric vehicles, they're really focusing on the performance, saying they didn't want to go to electric until the performance was there, and now they can't deny it, and electric vehicles can easily outperform gas-powered vehicles all day. So Yeah, that's that. So there you go. Camaro news, four-door sedan, potentially coming. Probably 2025. I heard rumor long ago that Camaro is going to have something new coming in 2025. I don't know if that's true or not at this point, but you know, things change, roadmap change, everything changes. I just want to see what the rest of the vehicles are that GM's bringing forth that are on their new electric platform. They haven't revealed too much. I think it's going to be coming down the pipeline a lot more, especially as we're coming into 2022 and 2023 being the year that they're going to really start pushing these new platforms out. So there you have it. Thanks for checking out the video. Make sure to hit that subscribe for more Camaro news, content, installs, upgrades, all that kind of jazz. And until next time, see you on the road.